to southernroofingaugusta.com for all of your roofing needs.
Trust meteorologist Mikkel Hannah Harding for your first alert. Live from Augusta, breaking news.
Good afternoon. We begin with this breaking news out of Richmond County. One person has been taken to the hospital after a shooting at Diamond Lakes Park this afternoon. Richmond County investigators say they responded to the scene just before 2:30 in reference to shots fired. Deputies say they found the person shot at least once there. The victim taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. This investigation is still in the early stages. We'll let you know when we learn more. We have other breaking news out of Columbia County after a house fire turns into a double homicide. It started as a house fire this morning on Newmanton Road in Grovetown. Sydney Hood, Live Force there at the scene with the latest on this. We know it's still early, Sydney, but what are they telling you about this case so far?
Well, Richard, the scene has calmed down a little bit out here and is pretty much clear for the most part. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a better look at it for yourself. You can still see there are a couple of police cars parked on the front lawn right here, but for the most part, deputies are going to surrounding neighbors' houses, questioning them about what they saw, what they heard, because again, the call originally came in as a house fire, but then it turned into a double homicide. We still don't know any names, any ages, or who was in the house at the time, but just judging from the house right now and what we're observing right now, there is a baby stroller on the front porch. There's a bicycle on the front lawn. The front window is busted completely right now. And for neighbors that were home during when the fire broke out, they are telling us that they are completely shocked. It was a scary time for them, and they are not sure what happened.
Well, I was sitting on my couch looking at TV, actually trying to find the news, and my daughter ran in, and I thought that, she thought the house was on fire. I thought she thought my house, and then I thought about being able to move there, and I thought she was moving. She said, "No, your neighbor." And I looked out the door, and there was black smoke coming out of all the windows.
And again, details are very limited right now. We're still waiting to get some things confirmed on our end, but as soon as we find out more information, we will be sure to update you. We are going to be out here all throughout the afternoon waiting to learn more so we can update you.
So 2 fatalities and a house fire and a lot of questions this afternoon. Sydney, thanks for the update there. We'll get back with you later in this afternoon throughout the shows.
Taking a look at what we are seeing outside this afternoon, have warmed up to right around 80 across the CSRA, so relatively warm out there to start off our work week. Have a beautiful weekend for us, and again, that nice weather is continuing into our work week this afternoon. Again, seeing right around that 80-degree mark, but we will slowly but surely start to cool off for those overnight hours. I'm expecting us, again, to stay dry overnight tonight. A few clouds out there broken up, so that's going to help us stay a little bit on the warmer side, but nonetheless, we're going to cool off for those overnight hours. Those wind speeds, that's really going to be the big story over the next couple of days. We can see those wind gusts up to 30, maybe even 40 miles per hour, especially on Wednesday, and that's going to be due to a front moving through. So we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms early Wednesday morning, and I'll have all of that broken down for you, detailed on timing and severity coming up later. But first, I want to take a quick look at some traffic.
And now, First Alert Traffic.
Looking at Grovetown, things are going smoothly as we are just a little bit past that 4 p.m. hour, so not having any issues, not a lot of people off work yet, so no slowdowns there. Same story here at Riverwatch, not seeing any slowdowns for our afternoon hours. Again, once we hit around 5 p.m., that's when we'll see that traffic start to pick up. As right now, things are moving smoothly, Richard.
Emily, thanks so much. Also today, a local partnership to help make sure children are safe while they're learning to swim. The Izzy Scott Foundation and the Salvation Army's Kroc Center of Augusta encouraging safe swim lessons. Almost 2 years ago, Izzy drowned on his second day of swim lessons at a private home in Burke County. And that's when Izzy's parents found there were no laws in the state for private swim instructors. Now the Izzy Scott Foundation is offering free swimming lessons to children at the Splash Summit. This is a bittersweet moment for Izzy's mother, but she says she's looking forward to helping save lives.
I feel like I'm helping save lives of many more kids, and to give those parents the knowledge that I did not have signing my child up so that it won't happen again.
The Splash Summit is coming up Saturday, April the 20th from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. That's at the Kroc Center here in Augusta. They're going to have food, a resource fair, even some superheroes for the kids to interact with there. The investigation continues into what started a deadly house fire in Augusta overnight. The Richmond County coroner says one person is dead after this fire last night. It broke out on Crested Butte Road around 6:14 in the evening, and that's a neighborhood off Gordon Highway. Fire officials say flames and smoke were coming out of the home when they got there. Firefighters found 62-year-old Antonio Jones inside. He died later at Doctors Hospital. To South Carolina now, where convicted killer Alec Murdaugh got another prison sentence today. A federal judge sentenced him to 40 years in prison for financial crimes involving the theft of millions of dollars from his law firm and his clients there. Last year, he pled guilty to nearly 24 charges of conspiracy, fraud, and money laundering.
One of our greatest concerns was that the Team Murdaugh was trying to play chess and gaming what was going to happen if they got the murder convictions reversed and there was a new trial and he was held either not guilty or they didn't have a new trial.
Murdaugh is already serving 2 life sentences for the murders of his wife and his 22-year-old son. Crews are working around the clock right now, cutting up remains of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore and haul that away. The Army Corps of Engineers says this is the most important project they're working on, not just for Maryland, but for the country as a whole. Skylar Henry has the latest now from Washington.
Coast Guard teams dropped buoys in the Patapsco River as part of a new alternate ship channel for some smaller boats.
I anticipate, smaller draft commercial vessels, maybe some small tugs in the next few days. That's that 13 to 14 foot draft, but unfortunately that's not a lot of vessels, but it certainly is a start.
Welders are cutting away pieces of the collapsed bridge in an effort to clear out debris and fully reopen the channel for all ships. Crews also need to remove debris to reach the bodies of 4 construction workers who are presumed dead. Maryland State Police believe they have found missing vehicles underwater.
It is a mangled, cantilevered mess. And there are areas where they want to be able to search, and there could be potential spots where there are vehicles and possibly maybe the human remains.
The White House announced Monday President Biden will visit Baltimore Friday to see the wreckage and meet with state and local leaders.
President Biden and his team are working with Governor Moore, the congressional delegation, Mayor Scott, and numerous state and local officials to reopen the port, rebuild the bridge, and support the people of Baltimore.
State officials say they expect help from the federal government to rebuild the bridge.
We're going to have continued conversation with the state of Maryland to get a sense of how much this is going to cost, and we have said we're going to certainly continuing to talk to Congress to get some assistance here.
The Port of Baltimore is one of the busiest in the nation, and as long as it remains closed, the impact will be felt across the country. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
A lot of cargo on hold right now. Baltimore is the busiest port in the nation for exporting and importing vehicles, including farm equipment. Well, it's another attempt to remove Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis from the Georgia election interference case. Former President Trump and several co-defendants filed an appeal citing a conflict of interest there. They say the trial court should have dismissed Willis from the case because of her relationship with the former special prosecutor there. She's thanking police officers in South Fulton for keeping her safe.
Over the last 3 years now, I love this police department like no other, and I have put extra strain on this police department because you've had to take extra steps to make sure we are safe.
The Georgia Court of Appeals now has 45 days to decide if they want to take up that case. South Carolina leaders say funding from the state is not getting the job done for a major issue that affects us all. Now upstate counties are creating a penny sales tax to help with state road repairs up that way. Each time you fill up at the pumps, you're paying a state gas tax. 28 cents per gallon goes towards both state and local roads. The SC Department of Transportation says since the tax's previous increase in 2017, they've been able to pay for 8,000 miles of paving. Well, it's a push to save one of Georgia's historic cemeteries. Up next, one family's legal fight to keep it maintained and preserved for future generations. Emily.
Well, we have a warm afternoon for us here in the CSRA, but a calm afternoon. Now, things are going to change as we get into Wednesday. I'll have a check on your full forecast coming up.
Time and temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
Roof Savers. Save your roof, save your money.
To weather now, First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton. And Emily, we're looking at the middle of the week, possibly for some rain to come our way.
Yeah, Richard, we're definitely tracking some showers and thunderstorms possible. Some of them could be on the stronger side come Wednesday, but good news is we've had a beautiful weekend. I feel like it's been a minute since we've seen great weather conditions on our weekend. And right now, as we go into our Monday, things are looking beautiful out there. Our hour-by-hour forecast for us later on into the evening will slowly but surely drop off temperature-wise. I'm expecting us to bottom out in those 60s, so a little bit cooler than what we have currently been seeing, which is those 80s. Again, right around that 80-degree mark for those afternoon highs. So relatively warm start to the week. Tuesday not looking much different from what we have seen today. But in terms of cloud cover, that will definitely start to increase as we go throughout our day Tuesday. But a little bit of broken clouds out there bringing some sun. But check out late Tuesday night. This is around 6:30. We're seeing some showers, a line of showers and thunderstorms starting to form. And that's going to push and track to us here in the CSRA, probably around 1-2 a.m. for our more northern counties north of Interstate 20. We can see those showers and thunderstorms, but again, really pushing through the CSRA throughout the early morning. So by the time most of us are getting out and about, this weather should be calming down for us and might have a lingering shower. But by the time we hit the afternoon, going to see sunny sky conditions. So a drastic difference from early morning Wednesday to the late afternoon Wednesday. Really a night and day difference, if you will. Good news is, though, we're staying dry for the start of the week. Again, overnight tonight looking dry, mostly cloudy to start off our Tuesday, and that's going to keep us in those 60s. And we're going to stay dry throughout the afternoon. But once we get into those overnight hours, that's when those showers are expected to move through again. This is around 2 a.m. Wednesday for us, tracking those lines of showers and thunderstorms moving through. Again, we'll continue to push through probably around 6, 7, maybe even 8 a.m. It should be completely out of here by noon and leading to sunny sky conditions. That'll help us warm up into those middle 70s for our Wednesday afternoon, but very breezy conditions expected for us. So looking at those future wind gusts, again, it's already been pretty breezy throughout the day today, but once we get into Tuesday, again, ahead of that front, we can see those wind gusts up to 20, maybe even 25 miles per hour. But once we get into Wednesday, that's when we could bump up those wind gusts anywhere from 30 to maybe even 40 miles per hour in some spots. So if you have any, the first thing I'm thinking of in terms of things that need to be protected are any plants that are hanging up on your front porch. Definitely recommend taking those down. If not today, definitely by tomorrow. So anything that could get blown away, just know we're going to see some strong wind gusts come Wednesday, and that's going to last throughout the afternoon. By the time we get into Thursday, though, things are looking a little bit calmer for us, but we do have a severe outlook for us. The Storm Prediction Center has put us under that slight risk, really looking at some strong straight-line winds possible, some large hail. Flooding is low on the list, as well as tornadoes, but still want to mention that because that cannot be completely ruled out, again, for our Wednesday, early Wednesday morning. But look at Thursday and Friday. We're going to be in those middle 60s, well below average for this time of year. Next weekend looking beautiful, though. I'm excited that we're finally getting some nice weekends for us, Richard. And even though we're seeing rain, we're seeing it in the middle of the week. Yeah, 2 sunny weekends in a row. I don't know the last time we had that happen. Emily, thanks. A Georgia family fighting to preserve their loved one's burial site. Well, you have a full-time job and don't get any paid time off? That could change. We'll tell you how after the break. First at 4 continues.
Watch this. Call now.
Did you know millions of people who work full-time jobs don't get any paid time off? As Susan Campbell reports, there's a new push in Congress to guarantee vacation days for all full-time workers.
This would mean a major change for millions of workers, and there is a lot of support for it. But the bill is also facing some opposition from a critical industry that says it would be way too costly.
The work days are busy at Strunk Insurance Group. But for the 14 employees here, there's also plenty of time off with an unlimited PTO policy.
People have things that pop up all the time. So whether it's families, pets, children, all those small moments, I mean, we wanted to give them the opportunity to take care of those things during the workday and not count against the time that they should really be taking off for vacations.
What was it like to go to unlimited PTO?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mindset shift for everybody, me included. I think at first folks were a little bit apprehensive to use it, and then we've seen an uptick in time off over the last 6 to 12 months, but we haven't seen that the quality of the work has gone down.
No loss in productivity.
None that we've seen.
On the other side of the coin, an estimated 27 million full-time workers in the U.S. don't get any paid time off.
We are the only advanced country in the world that does not guarantee people any time off.
Congressman Seth Magaziner says that needs to change. He recently introduced legislation that would guarantee all full-time workers a minimum of 10 days of PTO.
American workers are the hardest working, most productive in the world, and they deserve to take a break every once in a while.
Who are these 27 million workers working for that aren't giving any PTO?
So a lot in the service industry. So in food and beverage industry, in hospitality, hotel workers, fast food workers.
We're not typical as other industries.
Steve Chukri is the president of the Arizona Restaurant Association. He says this bill would be a challenge for restaurants that already provide a lot of scheduling flexibility for their workforce.
We are where you celebrate your anniversaries, your birthdays, your graduations, and sometimes the passing in life, right? And we want to continue to be that for our community at the most reasonable cost. But when you start to see these mandates come on, especially from Washington, buyer beware, because you're only going to escalate costs and at the same time do the antithesis of what this is hoping to do. You're going to see more layoffs.
Under the Protected Time Off Act, workers would accrue 1 hour PTO for every 25 hours worked.
I think it's a conversation that's going to continue to happen. And so whether it's unlimited PTO or work from home, whatever it is, employers are going to have to continue to find ways to attract and keep great talent. And this is one of those ways.
You're kind of putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, we're setting the standard. Somebody has to go first, right?
The guaranteed PTO would be in addition to any paid sick leave or family and medical leave that's already guaranteed by law. I'm Susan Campbell.
Well, we're tracking showers and thunderstorms early Wednesday morning. I'll have a final check on your forecast coming up.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Growing up in this fall.
Well, we've had a beautiful start to the work week after a beautiful weekend for us. Overnight tonight, we can expect temperatures to cool off, but not too much. Expecting to see lows in those lower 60s or to middle 60s in some spots overnight tonight. So again, a relatively mild start to our Tuesday, but a dry start. Expecting to stay dry again overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, but a little bit more cloud cover for our Tuesday expected. That's not going to stop our high temperatures, though, from reaching those lower 80s, so a few degrees above average for the start of our week, but rain chances do come into play as early as around 2 a.m. Wednesday morning. So that's when we're going to see our next chance of rainfall and could see a couple thunderstorms. Some of them could be on the stronger side, again, for our early morning hours Wednesday. Some strong wind gusts as well. Definitely want to make sure that I mentioned those wind speeds that are starting to, again, come out there for our Thursday, or for our Wednesday morning, excuse me. By Thursday, we're going to be in the 60s, Richard.
At First to 4 continues after this quick break. We'll be right back.
The new dollar.
You're watching News 12, First at 4, continues.
First at 4, a longtime business owner in Aiken still trying to figure out what to do next after a weekend fire destroys his family livelihood. We're going to hear from him coming up. But first, it's been years in the making, and today they officially broke ground on Columbia County's first standalone hospital. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and the First Lady both there for the event. Audrey Duckerber explains what Wellstar Columbia County Medical Center will mean to those who live there.
The new hospital is set to be done in 2026, but as you can see, they've hit the ground running on this project that will bring in more people, more jobs, and more services to Columbia County. It'll be the first of its kind in the area with 100 inpatient beds, an emergency department planning to be a level 2 trauma center, operating rooms, cath labs, and a 90,000 square foot medical office building with primary care, women's health, and more, allowing students and residents to have access to a new kind of training and care in the area. Even though it's still in the process of being built, they're already planning for expansion in the future.
The more opportunities we can provide for students, whether it's training opportunities for those that go into healthcare, or for just students that live in this area to know that they're going to have a state-of-the-art hospital right in this county. You know, Columbia County right now is the largest county in the entire state without a hospital, so it is really going to have a far-reaching impact.
After many years of planning, today was just another step in the right direction to get this project completed. Coming up all new on News 12 at 6, you'll hear about how this hospital will help rural communities across the state. In Columbia County, Wrdw on your side.
Looks like a lot of progress over that way. To weather now as we check in with First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton. And so we're off to a great start. Looks like some clouds where Audrey was in Columbia County, but no rain in sight.
No rain in sight for at least the start of our work week, Richard. But yeah, there's a little bit of cloud cover out there. Has not stopped our temperatures, though, from reaching right around 80 this afternoon. So very warm day, very warm start to our week. And this trend's going to continue into our Tuesday. So if you like this warmer weather, stick around. You'll see it again tomorrow. But like we said, tracking some cloud cover throughout the day today. Really, most of the day was either partly cloudy or mostly cloudy. But tomorrow's looking nice until we get into the overnight hours and really early Wednesday morning. That's when we're going to see a chance of some severe storms moving through. Now, the main threat is looking to be some stronger wind gusts there, and we could see some hail, possibly even an isolated tornado, but those threats are on the lower end. But those wind speeds definitely going to be strong again come early Wednesday morning. So definitely go ahead and be aware of that. But by the time we hit around 9-10 a.m., should be out of our hair. And by noon, we could even see the sun Wednesday. So that's going to help us warm up into those 70s. But just check out the temperatures on this today or tomorrow, we'll see those lower 80s, then lower 70s and middle 60s by Thursday. So a little bit of roller coaster of temperatures there, but I'll have to check on your full forecast coming up. I'm going to take a quick look at your traffic.
And now, First Alert traffic.
Looking at Grovetown, things are moving smoothly. We're not having any issues. Again, roughly 30 minutes out before peak rush hour for us here in the CSRA, but not seeing any issues there in Grovetown. Not seeing any issues here at Riverwatch and I-20. So no backups or accidents to report. So that's some good news. But like I said, Richard, I'm going to have a look at your full forecast and some rain that's on the way coming up.
Emily, thanks a lot for the update there. A fire in Aiken early this morning destroyed Jack Rogers' Tire Pros shop. Aiken Department of Public Safety says the call came in around 2 in the morning for a fire on Richland Avenue East. As Nick Proto reports, the owner, James Rogers, says the shop he built with his father back in 1975 is a total loss.
It's a cruel April Fool's joke. That's what I thought it was this morning.
But as he pulled up to the business he's known for almost 50 years, James Rogers realized what he was seeing was very real.
It was fully engulfed when I got here.
Rogers got a phone call from his brother-in-law just after 2 o'clock Monday morning. He got to the building about 20 minutes later and saw the blaze for himself.
I had no idea what happened.
Rogers' father started the business on December 1st, 1975. James has been a part of it since day one. He says the two-story building had anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 tires upstairs.
It's devastating right now. It's hard for me to think about things. I just hate it for all my employees. Like family. Now my family's lost a home.
Emergency crews shut down the road this morning to work on cleanup. As they picked up what's left of the building, Rogers is now left to pick up the pieces and figure out what's next.
I hope to come back one day and start over. I don't know. I'm 67 years old. I just don't know.
He says he's grateful no one was hurt and for law enforcement's response, and he hopes he and his employees can get back to work soon.
Hopefully, the Lord will look after us and all my employees, and we can go from there.
Nick Proto reporting there, a family business that we hope to see bounce back. Investigators were out most of this morning trying to find out what caused that blaze overnight. We'll let you know when we learn more. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office searching for 2 suspects in a couple of separate armed robberies on Easter. One is wanted in connection to an armed robbery on Gordon Highway. The Sheriff's Office says he has a tattoo of a red bunny on his left hand. The other suspect wanted in reference to an armed robbery on Deansbridge Road. Both suspects considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information, call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. City Council members in North Augusta looking forward to hearing your feedback in a hearing there tonight. It's about plans to expand Riverside Village and build on some of those empty lots. Last month, city leaders moved forward with that new parking plan for the future residential and retail spaces. Now they want to hear your concerns. It's all happening inside City Council chambers starting at 5:30 this evening. It is that time of year to start expecting traffic delays and detours all around town. The green golf signs are up and running. Masters Week is right around the corner. There's already a new traffic signal on River Ridge Drive across from Augusta National. There's also a single left turning lane onto Washington Road and Alexander Drive heading southbound. New routes on Bergman's Road will start April the 6th. Along with the extra traffic on the road, you can expect more people coming and going from the sky. Augusta Regional Airport will have more direct flights coming in from D.C., Dallas, Charlotte, and Atlanta, starting on the 8th and running right through the 15th. AT&T says it's investigating a huge data breach involving personal information for more than 70 million customers. The company is now notifying the ones who are affected. Julian Kidd is following this latest security problem for one of America's largest cell phone carriers.
AT&T says this massive breach impacted both current and former customers, and it was uncovered when their private data started appearing on the dark web about 2 weeks ago. The leaked data comes from about 7.6 million current account holders and more than 65 million former ones. And what was stolen varies from person to person. The company says it could include social security numbers, full names, first, middle, and last, email and mailing addresses, birth dates, and AT&T account details. Now, most of that data is from 2019 or earlier, and AT&T said it already reset current users' passcodes and is reaching out to those with compromised information. AT&T is also warning customers to keep close track of their account activity and closely monitor their credit reports. So far, no word on who's behind it or why it's taken so long to figure out. Now, about a year ago, AT&T suffered another breach through a third-party vendor that compromised millions of customers. And you probably remember this one. Back in February, AT&T wireless customers reported major widespread outages in major cities across the U.S. as well. The company said that was caused by a technical glitch, a software update, not a cyber attack. Jolene Kent, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And here at home, the sales tax to pay for a new James Brown Arena started today. Voters said yes to that C-SPLOST, a half-penny sales tax that comes just in time as they're having to make some emergency repairs to keep the arena up and running safely until its demolition. The Coliseum Authority says that could be in July, with the new arena hopefully finished by 2026. Can't wait to see it. Well, this isn't your average sleepover with friends. Coming up first at 4, we show you where you can spend the night with some four-legged friends that need a good home. Emily.
Well, we're expecting another beautiful day for our Tuesday, but showers and thunderstorms possible early Wednesday morning. I'll have that timed out for you coming up.
For your free information and your free beneficiary planner. That's 1-800-673-7570. There's no obligation. 1-800-673-7570. Call now.
To weather now with First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton. Emily, we're talking about some wind and some rain on the way, but not until the middle of the week.
Yeah, Richard, we're going to have another nice day in store for us this afternoon. It's been a little bit cloudy, but we've seen high temperatures top off right around 80, so it's felt very warm out there, and we can expect really just a copy and paste throughout the day. Tomorrow as well, we can expect to see those high temperatures again reach right around 80, like what we're currently seeing. But once we go throughout the early morning hours Wednesday, that's when we could see some rain start to move into our area, but it's going to be a little bit overcast for our Tuesday as well. But again, rainfall chances are not coming into play until early Wednesday morning. We can see this line starting to form late Tuesday evening across the southeast, moving through portions of Alabama. Again, tracking even more east into the states of Georgia and South Carolina. Will hit us here in the CSRA probably around 2-3 a.m. Wednesday morning. So again, just kind of be aware you might be woken up early in the morning Wednesday. And now some of those storms could be on the stronger side. Severe threat is low, but still something that we are wanting to mention. Good news is it's going to be out of our hair by the time most of us are getting out and about, and especially by noon, we're going to see the sun. So it's going to warm up nicely for our Wednesday afternoon. Going to see plenty of sunshine once those showers move out of our area. But here's a closer look at what we can expect. Again, overnight tonight, cloud cover will start to become more overcast throughout the overnight hours, expecting to see those lows in the lower to middle 60s, warming up though into those 80s by the afternoon tomorrow. So still going to be pretty warm out there. But once we get into Wednesday morning, that's when we could see those isolated showers and thunderstorms kind of push through our area. Again, starting as early as 2 a.m., lasting till about 8 or 9 a.m. But by the time we get to the afternoon, going to be sunny, like I said. So beautiful afternoon for us Wednesday. Just have to get through those showers and thunderstorms early on in the morning. But something else I want to bring up is that wind threat. We're already seeing some wind gusts up to about 10, 15 miles per hour throughout the day today. Now tomorrow that's going to pick up. Could see anywhere from 20 to maybe even 25 miles per hour wind gusts for us. Again, for our Tuesday, once we get into Wednesday, when that front officially moves through and brings those showers and thunderstorms to our area, we could see wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour in some spots, but kind of looking in that range of 30 to 35. But again, those peak wind gusts could see right around 40. So make sure that you are taking those precautions. Anything you have outdoors that might get blown away, definitely make sure that you take those in, or make sure that they are nailed down to the ground pretty good. I know those trampolines out there are very prone to these windy conditions, just getting blown in the air. But the Storm Prediction Center has us under that slight risk for our more northern counties. I'm expecting this to continue to drop down and push into the rest of the CSRA. So I think we could all see that slight risk before the day is said and done. But that's going to be for those strong wind gusts. Could see some hail. An isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. But again, this threat is low, something that we're keeping an eye on for early Wednesday morning. By the time we get to Thursday, really even Wednesday afternoon, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday looking beautiful, sunny, and highs only in the 60s, Richard, which is my favorite, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I know some people are thinking, it's a little cold.
That is pretty comfortable. The mosquitoes aren't out yet. Low humidity, no complaints whatsoever. Emily, thanks. You know, some dogs are hoping you spend the night with them and then bring them home when you head back home. It's all happening at the SPCA Albrecht Center, and Will Volk takes us there.
I'm snuggling with Liam here in his room at the SPCA Albrecht Center, just kind of getting a sense of what his life is like. I won't be with you all night, sorry buddy, but if you want to be here all night, you have a chance this weekend.
Participants and community members will spend 24 hours in the kennels with the dogs to raise awareness for overcrowding in the shelters nationwide.
Jade Garrett is getting these animals ready for a slumber potty. And by the way, that's spelled P-A-W-T-Y.
It'll help community members just understand our operations, what we do on an everyday basis, and what the dogs experience while they're here.
This won't exactly be a typical night in the shelter for these dogs. Many of them will be dressed up in PJs and get lots of quality time with people. Garrett says other shelters across the country have had success with this idea.
This is the first time that we're participating, and hopefully it will be success so we can continue to participate in years to come.
They'll also have games and prizes, so it won't just be 24 hours of constant cuddles, even if some dogs are okay with that. I gotta go. Sorry, Liam. Can't put 24 hours on my time card. But if you want to try spending 24 hours with these animals, you can. In Aiken, Will Volk, on your side.
Sounds like fun over there, and it all starts Saturday at noon at the Albrecht Center. If you're interested, contact the shelter and let them know. They will get your name in place for that fun. A Lexington, South Carolina couple just opening the Brick Zone to give parents some options when it comes to their children's education. They're encouraging parents to explore learning through Lego. They've seen firsthand how important Lego have become to their two young children, and it's good to see kids playing with toys instead of on their screens.
It allows for children to take a simple object and start to understand complex topics. You're talking about physics and engineering, and this is something that children can relate to, but then as they start to grow, they start to develop an understanding of these topics even before they've learned them in a classroom.
Chris says it's all about letting children learn to problem solve and explore some different avenues of creativity. Again, that's the Brick Zone over in Lexington, just a quick drive down I-20.
It isn't often I run across a totally free app with photos and videos that few people have ever seen. I'm Jamie Tucker, coming up with a smartphone app that is out of this world.
After a long day's work, the last thing you want is to step inside a scorching vehicle. No one likes that feeling.
So let us keep you and your car comfortable with First Alert Auto Sunshade, sponsored by Plunkett Heating and Air.
Temperatures inside your car can reach well over 130 degrees, damaging your vehicle's interior.
That's why we're bringing you the solution to keep your vehicle safe no matter if it's summer or winter.
Enter to win your First Alert Weather Auto Sunshade at WRDW.com. Tune in Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 to see if you're a winner.
Hey guys, it's Anna Christina here, and I'd like to introduce Renew It from Roof Savers, the game changer for your home's siding. Tired of painting or replacing? And now you don't have to. Renew It is here, extending your dull, faded siding's life by 10 years without breaking the bank. Whether it's vinyl, cedar shake, or hardy board, Renew It has you covered. I'm here with Russell Beckham. He's one of the owners of Roof Savers. Now, Russell, explain how Renew It brings your siding back to life with no more costly replacements.
Absolutely. So your siding takes a brunt of what Mother Nature has to offer, UV rays being one of the big ones. The first step, we come out and we clean all the unsightly mold, mildew, and oxidation off of the customer's home. Then the next step is applying the Renew It to the siding. So the benefits you're going to get the original color back, which adds a lot more curb appeal. And at the same time, we are protecting the surface from the sun's harmful UV rays.
And some really exciting news. Now, Renew It can be used on your metal roof, so extending the life of that as well. Explain that.
So rust is a type of corrosion that occurs naturally on a metal surface. So now we can apply Renew It to the customer's metal roof to prevent moisture and oxygen from reaching the metal, therefore preventing the formation of rust. Also, as an added benefit, our product brings back the original color of the metal roof and providing, again, great curb appeal.
That is simply amazing, and also an exclusive product to Roof Savers. Call the number on your screen now to save thousands of dollars. Our operators are ready for your call, offering a free home inspection. Act fast, and we'll even restore life to your dull, faded garage door at no extra cost. Renew It from Roof Savers, your smarter, more affordable home solution where quality meets innovation.
It is here, 2 golf weeks in Augusta, already kicking off with the 3rd annual Play It Forward Golf Clinic. It's by the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Augusta and Bank of America. Going to take you there live as the Boys and Girls Club will be instructed by Augusta National women's amateur players and other women from the world of golf. Some of the best young players in the world right here in Augusta teaching the next generation. That is what it's all about. The members actually rotate between 4 different sessions, and the instructors share life skills they picked up from their personal journeys, along with some world-class golf instruction. That is how you grow the game right there. Coming up here live at 5, Alyssa Lyons will have more about how Play It Forward is working to expand access to golf. A great way to kick off these 2 weeks of golf in Augusta. Kia is recalling thousands of its Telluride cars because of unintended movement while it parks. This affects about 427,000 of that model from 2020 through 2024. Some drive shafts may not have fully engaged because of assembly problems from the supplier. Kia says if your car is under that recall, you're going to be getting a letter in the mail, so watch for that. In the middle of the afternoon, the shadow of the moon will pass across much of North America. The solar eclipse is happening April the 8th, but in some states will only be a partial eclipse, like here in Georgia and South Carolina. That doesn't necessarily mean you won't be able to see the moon totally blocking the sun. As Jamie Tucker explains, a smartphone app will capture every second of it.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
You don't have to be one of us space and science nerds to enjoy the app from NASA. It is a totally free app that you can spend hours, maybe even days enjoying. The official NASA app works on iPhone and Android devices. A news tab has the latest updates from NASA on technology, aeronautics, the universe, and the solar system. That tab includes dozens of stories about the upcoming solar eclipse, where it will be visible, how much you'll be able to see from where you live. Look at this image from space of the 1999 solar eclipse. That dark spot on the Earth is the area where the sun was blocked by the moon. Fascinating. On April 8th, the app will feature a live viewing party from along the path of totality. Outside of the eclipse, the app features dozens of live events and documentaries on space and daily updates and images from the International Space Station, plus images from deep space of nebulas, comets, and stars.
It's great for kids and lifelong learning adults with even the mildest interest in space exploration. It may be the best totally free app in the app stores. I'm Jamie Tucker, and the official NASA app is the app of the day.
And Jamie says NASA has other apps for Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. They are free. You can find them in the app stores for those devices.
Well, we're tracking showers and possibly some stronger storms early Wednesday morning, but the good news is we can expect to see cooler temperatures coming by the end of the week.
And coming up, a new study says dogs can actually match words with the object it corresponds to, just like humans can, but some scientists are not so sure. We'll take a closer look. Coming up next.
Cracks in your brick. National Code Council. Don't do it twice. Do it right. Rely on Ramjet.
It's a new study that says dogs can understand that certain words refer to specific things. Okay, they may understand words just like humans do. Researchers say the study shows the first evidence of brain activity for this kind of understanding in non-human animals, but sometimes some scientists are disagreeing. They say dogs lack the two areas of the brain important for human understanding of language. So the EEG pattern highlighted by the researchers is not shared by humans. But you know, dogs, they get it. They know what we're talking about, especially some of these highly trained dogs.
Oh, yeah.
They
No.
know.
I think that they're so smart. Yes, I think that dogs are very, very smart. But also, too, I think you got to take it. You can say something really mean in a really sweet voice and your dog's going to wag its tail. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
true.
So that, I feel like that might kind of...
Go get the ball. You can yell that, or you can say it in a nice voice.
Yeah, or like, oh, you're such a bad dog or something, you know. But they're gonna think that you're being nice to it. So I don't know. Anyways, I kind of debunked my theory that they are really smart. I think that they are. Anyways, we'll switch things over to weather. What we're seeing this afternoon, we reach right around 80, and the sun's gonna set well after 7 p.m. right around 7:49. So that's when the temperature is slowly but surely gonna start to drop off. We can expect to see lows in those lower to middle 60s overnight tonight. So really a mild evening in store for us. So a mild start to our Tuesday. We're gonna warm up though into those 80s again by the afternoon. Still gonna see plenty of cloud cover, but again, that's not gonna halt our temperatures from reaching right around 81 to 82 degrees for our Tuesday. Now rain chances do come into play though early Wednesday morning, and we're keeping an eye on those because could see some stronger storms again early Wednesday morning. Should be out of our hair though by the afternoon, Richard, but that's something again that we're going to keep tracking all the way up until early Wednesday.
And that's all our time. First to 4 live at 5 starts right after this break. Thanks for watching.
This is not you. It's not me.
Real people, real problems.